Hello and welcome to the Good to Know Shreveport Bossier podcast, a show showcasing the good things happening in our community. I'm Alex Anderson, filling in for Jeff Beimfor in this episode, and this is my co-host Paul Reeser, a guy that we actually go way back. Many years, the Sonic in Houghton.
That's right.
It is kind of crazy to just be sitting here talking to you right now.
A lot of people don't know Alex, a star employee at Houghton Sonic, a car hop back in the day.
Right.
When I owned a few Sonics.
Yeah, very good times.
And today he's the boss, so I will watch what I'm saying today.
Yeah, good deal there. Paul, we actually have some very special guests with us today. As we always like to focus on positive impacts in our community, I think our guests perfect examples of that. Would you like to introduce them?
Absolutely, please. Yeah, no, I'm excited. So, you know, in a time when a lot of colleges, universities, they're starting to downsize,
right.
They're pulling back on their facilities, and they're losing students. Right here in Shreveport, we have Centenary College, which is actually growing students, and they're investing capital investment. And right now, they're bringing on a new sports team, bringing on college football at Centenary. So it's really exciting. Today we have Coach Byron Dawson, who's the head football coach, and he's a local guy. He went to Evangel. He was 3-time state champ when he was at Evangel. SEC champ at LSU in 2001. He coached Evangel and was the All-District Coach of the Year for 6 years in a row.
Yep.
Then he went on to be the defensive line coach for Tulane and was the finalist, of course, for National Defensive Line Coach of the Year. And now we're very fortunate to have him at Centenary as the first head football coach. We also have the athletic director from Centenary, David Orr, who is the athletic director over 21 sports teams, and the mastermind who brought us Coach Dawson. So gentlemen, thank you so much for coming on. Actually, we finally got to you guys. We're old school week over here, but you guys are the stars.
Right.
So glad you're here today.
Thank you for having us.
Appreciate you having us.
Absolutely.
So exciting what you guys are doing, and now you mentioned all those accolades that Coach has, and
there's 10 times more.
There are a lot. The thing I always remembered about Coach when you were at Evangel, and you always respond to text, man. Every time, we need an interview, bam, he gets right back. He calls you champ. You're feeling good, and oftentimes he'll even send some words of inspiration to us as media people. And I tell you, it would get us fired up every time. So one of my favorite coaches to work with, and we're so thrilled to have you back in our city. I guess I'll start with you. What a crazy journey it has to be to not just be a head coach at the college level for the first time for you, but to start a program from the ground up.
Yeah, it's been a great adventure, I would say. Just the in and outs. And I say building a program is really like building a home. You got to lay a firm foundation. You got to build strong walls, and that's the players and the people and the support. So I think that every dream needs a team, and I'm so proud and excited of having a great team behind me to help me build this program.
Every dream needs a team. I like that.
Yeah.
So now, Coach, you have a long history of seeming to go where the champs are. Are you going where the champs are, or are you bringing that championship tradition everywhere you go?
Man, we want to bring culture, we want to develop, and we want both. We want to bring that championship systems and culture, but we also want to go out and find champions. We want people that have a spirit of excellence, that has a high standard in what they do. And those are the people that we seek out as far as our coaching staff and our players. And so that's the dream team that we're putting together at Centenary.
So, David, a lot of people are like, Centenary's getting a football team? What in the world? I mean, we're known for the music department, the arts, usually a amazing medical school. And what made you decide that we need to bring on a football team to Centenary?
Well, like you mentioned earlier, like most small colleges, we're all looking to advance ourselves, grow enrollment, improve our status in our own communities. We did a 13-month-long football feasibility study to try to convince ourselves not to bring football to Centenary. So what it told us is that we needed to bring football to Centenary. But also, I supplanted here in Shreveport back in 1992 as a student athlete at Centenary College. I came from Dallas, Texas. I fell in love with the community, but I learned the community. And one thing we talk a lot about is knowing your audience. And not having a college football team in Northwest Louisiana in our corridor, it really made sense. You go to any high school football game, it's packed.
Right.
Let's bring one to the college level to the city. and it made a lot of sense to do so.
What's that going to look like in the middle of just off downtown Shreveport? Is it going to be on the campus, or are you going to utilize another facility?
That was a debate at first because we wanted to look at everything and see, but we wanted to have it on campus. That was the determination, was let's put this on campus. Let's put it right there, just south of downtown Shreveport, in the heart of Shreveport, so to speak. Also to galvanize the spirit amongst our Centenary campus, as well as the opportunity to bring folks from off campus onto campus. Centenary is a wonderful place. And not only is it a beautiful campus, but it's got wonderful people, and what a great way to try to blend both what we feel we do really well and present that out to the community, but more importantly, let's get the community on our campus and help us. We say a lot of times in our department, sharing a brain. It's kind of like sharing your culture, sharing everything else. And we're going to be better when Shreveport's better. And hopefully Shreveport's better when Centenary's better.
And that's such a great, I think that's a slam dunk idea to stay on campus. I mean, you look at a place like Independence Stadium, yeah, it's a great facility, but it's huge. And that first scrimmage you guys had against ETBU, the atmosphere with that smaller venue, I mean, it was packed and it was loud and it was rowdy, and you could feel that excitement. I think that gets drowned out a little bit in that big stadium in Independence. I mean, I know you've coached plenty of games there, so. Yeah, I'm loving that. And another thing I'm loving, when you look at your roster, I mean, it's local kids all the way throughout. I think you mentioned the high school football, the popularity of that. This is how you extend that.
So ETBU, long tradition of football there, many years. How'd y'all do in the scrimmage?
We did well. You know, there was 2 halves to the scrimmage. We actually won the first half of the scrimmage, and we lost the second half. But you know, we had a game on Monday versus Mary Hardin Baylor, one of the top programs in the country, and we ended up winning that game. So, you know, we're excited about where we're going as a program, and we just want to build from that foundation and, you know, have a good kickoff year this season.
I did want to nitpick the official, one of the officials in that ETBU scrimmage. It goes down to the last seconds there in that second half, 7-0 Tigers. Centenary quarterback rolls that, hits a receiver right in the corner of the end zone, makes the grab, toes tap there, ref calls him out of bounds.
We're those guys from Texas.
You gotta give it.
What the heck?
Look, that call was so close. You really couldn't argue it either way. We're talking about the first home game. That crowd would have gone wild. You gotta give it to him right there. That was a heck of a play. But
not that it's all about winning, but good job. Way to go, Coach.
Comes down to it. Winning is
helps.
very important. But and it's not just your players that are local. Your coaches, you know, Condre Woodtee, high school football fans are going to know him at Parkway. Talk to me about that commitment of local coaches, players, and keeping that interest right here at home.
Well, you know, this is my home, and I've always been a strong ambassador for Shreveport-Bossier. I want to make the 318 great in any way that I can, and we take pride in this area. And so, you know, to come here and to get local coaches, people that know the city, know the area, having that connection with the high school coaches. Of course, we're a college football program, so we recruit from coast to coast. But, you know, I think when you can say that I'm playing college football and then your family's right here, you can be at home in the evening, you know, you have that personal home touch. I think that's important, and I think we benefit that from having our team here.
Well, Coach, tell us a little bit about the division we're in, when you're actually going to start playing. You know, what is it going to roll out for the 2023 year, or how does it develop from here? And
well,
what can people expect?
We have a full schedule right now. You know, these games for us, we're not in conference play. So in 2024, we can play for a conference championship. We'll play conference teams. Right now, we're basically playing exhibition games. And these games will count for the opponents, but it really doesn't count on the record for the record book. But it counts for us as far as our foundation, establishing who we are, and just building this thing. So it's very important. We take all these games very serious, and these guys have worked very hard to get to this point. So I just want to point that out. But we're excited. We're excited about it each week. It's the greatest game they ever play in their life, just because it's the next one.
That's it.
And so that's how we approach it. And so our guys have really worked hard. The coaches have worked hard. And what's been amazing to me is the community support. You go into the Walmarts, the gas station. Coach, we're excited.
Yep.
Thank you for bringing college football to Shreveport. Everyone's taking pride and ownership. Shreveport is on the front of our jersey because, you know, we want to have unity and community, and that's our heart, and that's why it's on the front.
Yep.
And so we're building this program not only as Centenary College team, but Shreveport Bossier's college football team, and so we're excited about it.
And I push back all the time when people say, oh, Shreveport's not a sports town, they don't support, you know, whatever. I mean, I think you guys have had the Mudbugs on this show.
Absolutely.
That's an example of something the community rallies around. You have this, but you're combining it with everyone's around here's favorite sport, and that's college football. So I just think that pride that you guys are, that approach you're taking,
Yes.
not just Centenary alums or fans, but the city. There's something for the city to get behind. Man, I just think that's so vital, and really, both of you guys, hats off. I mean, I was talking to my wife after that ETBU game. I'm like, we're every Saturday we're here. Saturday afternoon we are coming up here. If I'm shooting the game for work, if I'm not shooting the game, we're coming to watch these games. I mean, it's really a fantastic thing for our community.
I'm excited. Well, Coach, you're a great motivator, I know. Great speaker, but also how are you guys going to get involved in the community? Because I think one reason the Mudbugs are so popular is they're so involved with the community.
Sure.
And I know that's one of your goals. So what do the two of you have planned to kind of really get college sports into our community, and what's that going to mean to Shreveport Bossier?
Well, you know, we do about anywhere from 1,500 to 2,000 hours of community service with the athletic department within the community per year. And we want to expand upon that. And that's, community is who we are at Centenary.
15,000 hours? You say 15,000 hours?
Sorry, I misspoke. 1,500.
Well, I may have misheard,
but we get out there. We're doing everything.
Still a
you
lot
can
of
do.
hours.
It is a lot of
kind
hours.
of
But I mean,
community
it is
service?
21 athletic programs. So
what are we talking about?
But community engagement is a big part of the college culture. And again, we pride ourselves in being Shreveport Bossier's college. Well, you can't be that if you just stay isolated. As I mentioned before, how goes Shreveport is how goes Centenary. And so we want to get out into the community, help the community every way, any way. You know, anyone wants to call us and ask us for assistance, just call. We're happy to pick up the phone.
What are some of the community service hours being involved in right now?
You name it, it's likely. We've done everything from community support in the school systems. We've had teams go work and tutor and read in the libraries, do different physical activity elements to at the school systems. We've gone into care facilities to bring joy and some fun. We've done everything from playing simple things like checkers and cards to playing balloon baseball and whatever we can do. We've been out there. We've helped Parks and Rec with community cleanup, and we go beyond that. But those are some of the most obvious things that most people.
Well, just being visible and showing that you care goes a long way in those areas.
I did want to ask about the practice you guys had. Was it in Paris?
Yes.
How in the world did that?
You guys went all the way to Paris?
Yeah,
That's amazing.
They held a practice right by the Eiffel Tower over there. It was one of the coolest videos I've seen all year.
Yes.
How in the world did that come to be?
Well, Centenary has a great program.
I thought you were going to say Paris, Texas. I thought it was a joke. They literally went to Paris, France.
Centenary has a great program, study abroad, and you know, we call it Centenary in Paris. And the leadership there has done an amazing job of putting this program together. So before you actually start class in the August semester, you go to Paris. That's your first Centenary experience. And you know, the kids loved it. They loved the experience, but at the same time, they still had to get their fitness in, their conditioning and training. And so they got up every morning and went to the park. And on that day, they went out to the Eiffel Tower, and they had a field out there. So they trained in front of the Eiffel Tower, and it went viral. A lot of people saw it. But, you know, I think that, you know, to have something like that, I think that's important, because kids change by the things they get exposed to in different environments they're in. And so once again, that's just another great thing that Centenary has going with that Centenary Paris program.
Because those football players eat a lot of croissants. I mean, did they enjoy that?
I don't know. I didn't go. One of my assistants went, and I had a lot to do here, but he said it was a great experience for the guys.
And I have to assume the locals there were blown away. I mean, you drive around here, you see a football practice. I see it every day, but over there, that's awesome. And that was I had the same reaction when I saw the video. It was like, I was thinking, is this the Eiffel Tower in Vegas or something? No, it was France, and that was really cool, and another great way to just get the word out about the program.
Right.
More eyes on the program. I mean,
Exactly.
it's awesome.
Exactly.
So if people are wanting to get involved and they say, I want to come out and check a few games, I mean,
Yeah.
where do you play on campus, and how do we find out about the schedule, and
Well,
what are most of your games going to be Saturday games?
Yes, most of them will be Saturday. Some will be midweek, but you can go to gocentenary.com. You can see our schedule. You can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, just Centenary Football, Centenary Athletics. And so there's several different ways to stay on top of what we're doing. Our most recent game that we're going to have is on Saturday. And so we'll play at Evangel, Louisiana Community Christian College. It's coming in town from Lafayette area. And so it's 6 p.m. So we're excited about that game being our first official 4-quarter home game.
And I know you got to be excited to check out that new turf on at Evangel.
Yes.
I know you know
Yes.
that field
That
before
field,
they
yeah.
put the turf in.
So,
Last year, I remember, and you probably saw it, the Neville game.
Yes, I was there.
I know our Friday Football Fever viewers know this story. I've said it a million times, but I got the sports unit stuck in the mud in the parking lot out there on Friday night,
Yeah.
and that was my wife had to come rescue me, and
Yes.
it was an ordeal. So yeah,
Right.
that turf is.
So you're playing at Evangel High School Christian
Yes,
Academy?
yes,
Yeah,
Evangel Christian
they've
Academy.
got some nice facilities. Are you guys going to be able to duplicate those facilities eventually at Centenary, or
You know,
what's the thoughts?
So we're in the process of doing a lot of capital improvements in athletics, and one of them is to renovate where the football stadium is, which is where our current lacrosse and men's and women's soccer teams compete, called Mayo Field. We're building a practice field right there on the north end of that field, and a field house for football. But the process of this year up until about July will be putting all the details and getting the building project completed for the stadium and the grandstands. It'll have its own Centenary charm. When you walk across Centenary College, it's got a kind of a little bit of a charm to it. So it'll have its own Centenary charm to it.
Yeah. What will the seating be? Do y'all have a plan for that
The
yet?
seating will be somewhere between 2,000 and 3,000.
Okay.
There'll be other places, and that'll be for seating. There'll be plenty of room for standing as well, but it'll be good.
Nice.
And it's such a cool backdrop to have the gold dome right there in the background. It really is. It really is very nice look.
It's a neat location. So, like I said, you're over, and I say over 21 sports because you're like 21 and counting. There's more on the way of it. Tell us about some of the other sports that are going on at Centenary that I never even knew about.
Well, we have a full slate of fall, winter, and spring sports. So, I'll run through them fast, but we won't say 21 of them because that'll take a while.
Right, just give us a range.
But we have men's and women's soccer, volleyball, cross country, track and field, football, golf, baseball, softball,
All the big ones.
men's and women's basketball. Obviously, everybody knows Robert Parrish, the icon of the Centenary Gold Dome back in the 70s. And,
Right.
But cheer and dance is an up and coming sport for us. They're doing really well. We have a few club sports, and we're going to be adding tennis, men's and women's tennis, back to the arsenal of sports that we provide at Centenary College.
The arsenal of sports.
It is a
Sounds
lot.
like an Alex Anderson term right there.
There you go. I might have to save that. And it's Centenary does come through for us all the time. I mean, I think we did a story on the gymnast for you guys a few years ago. Stuff like that. I mean, anytime we're looking for a story, Centenary's got it. And you guys are always just so easy to work with. And I did want to talk about the roster. One interesting thing when you look at their roster, you don't see this ever. You look, you name, number, position, class, every one of them freshmen.
Oh my God!
So that's
wow.
a pretty cool deal too.
Yes, it is.
It's got to come with some challenges, I'm assuming.
Of course. And I think the biggest challenge is not having that big brother there.
Right.
Coaches have to be the big brother because the big brother's not there yet. But I think that it's gonna reap a great harvest in the future because these guys are going through growing pains and they're having to grow up quick.
Right.
And so we're excited about that. And I think that these guys are very high character guys that we recruited. Hats off to their parents, the people that raised them. And so we just want to keep helping them grow up and mature every day. They come in as boys and hopefully they'll live as men.
Yeah.
And so that's our job as coaches and professors and leaders on that campus.
That's a great point, Alex, because you have freshmen coming in, so you have an opportunity to start that
Right.
character from the very beginning.
Yes.
And I know you've played for some fantastic coaches. You played for, when I say at LSU, a lot of people may or may not remember that Nick Saban actually was the coach.
Yes.
And when you won the SEC championship, you were playing for Saban.
Yes.
What are some things that you're bringing to this team? Are you bringing things from all the places you've been and learned, or is it all Coach Dawson starting?
I
know your philosophy is building character, building men.
Yes, of course. I always say all I know is what I've learned. And so I've been so blessed to be around great leaders. Dennis Dunn hired me to come back to Evangel. I played under him. Denny Duran has been a close mentor and father figure for me for years, the architect of Evangel Christian Academy. And then Nick Saban, spending time with Willie Fritz, who had a top 10 team last year at Tulane, those years down at Tulane. So I've been blessed to be around the right people at the right time and to learn from them. And, my parents, my father is a local minister here. I learned so much from him, being a preacher's kid. And so, and I'm always learning. You never stop learning. And so anytime I have opportunity to be around accomplished leaders and proven winners that have time-tested and proven systems, I want to learn those things. I want to copy them, and I want to put my own little flavor and twist on what they do. But the thing that I learned the most from Coach Saban is being a perfectionist and having a high standard on what we do and going forward with the spirit of excellence. And so, those are things that I use every day with my guys, and those things really work.
Like I say, you're used to winning everywhere you go.
Yes.
You've just been a champion after champion after champion. So now you're with a brand new team.
Yes.
All freshmen. What are your thoughts on this team becoming a championship team, or what are your thoughts on the future, near and far, for developing Centenary College football?
Well, we have a slogan, and our slogan is "Now we go," and those words are so powerful because now is that you can't be great when you procrastinate. You gotta go. You gotta seize the day. And so, they've talked about football for so long, for 82 years when they left. Now it's here. And so, now it's happening. So we gotta move. And then this isn't about me. It's about the city. It's about every person. It's about every football fan out there coming to games. It's about everyone on that campus supporting this program, parents, everyone coming together. It takes a village to raise a young man, and I'm counting on that village each and every day. And then go, all gas, no brakes. We got to go fast and furious. And so that's what we want to do. We want to go, and we want to make things happen, and we want to have a sense of urgency about it because windows close. And so that's what I'm most excited about, getting that process and those systems going here at Centenary.
I got to tell you, I had a lot to do today in terms of work, and I was not looking forward to most of it, and I am fired up right now. I'm ready to go. That's the right. Coach Dawson effect.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
and you've done unknowingly, you've done this for us for years, man. I mean, even Tatum Everett will ask me how you're doing, and when she saw the news about about Centenary, she called me. Oh, you got to tell him I said hello. So, I think that's the life of a great coach, man. They inspire not just their team, but their community and the people they work with. And guys like Coach Dawson make it easy to do our jobs for sure.
Well, definitely. Everything that comes out of your mouth, I'm like, oh yeah. He's like, oh yeah. It's, the rhymes. You got the. You bring enthusiasm where you go, but also what a great philosophy. You talk about now we go, like, oh yeah, we got to go team. But you're talking about there's got to be a sense of urgency. And I think about that. We have a large business audience that listens to us.
Right, yes.
And definitely when an opportunity appears, you don't have time to wait around, whether it's business or sports. And you're like, well, Centenary's giving it a try finally after all these years. We better make an impression and make it quick.
Yes.
So I love that. That's good stuff.
Yeah, got one shot at a first impression. One shot.
David, this had to have been the easiest interview for a coach you've ever had, I would assume.
It was definitely a great interview. It was great. First and foremost, I'll just say, not only was Coach Dawson obvious for us, but he also was in a pool of over 100 candidates.
Right.
And, we had a hard time just getting down to like 4 or 5. We were kind of stuck at 12 for a while.
Yeah.
And we go through the interview process, and there was a lot of great leaders in there. But one thing, at least from my standpoint, that stuck out, and you mentioned it earlier, Alex, after we had talked for the first time about getting his resume into Centenary and being an actual candidate, he texted me back, and his last word was champ.
Yep.
And most people in my world know that I use a lot of nicknames like champ or sport, with folks, and it's like, this is going to be great. Our text messages are going to be awesome in the future. So, but no, urgency, the sense of understanding windows and opportunities in front of you. That's what really stood out. A lot of people could come into this saying, I'm going to grow a program, and we don't know what pace, right, or what cadence. But he was very forthright, Coach Dawson, and that energizes everybody, right? It doesn't just energize us on set; it energizes our coaching staff, our staff and faculty on campus.
Yeah, so. That is, man, that's awesome. And so we've got this exhibition season going on right now. Tell us a little bit about your conference that you will be in when we move to next year.
Yeah, we're going to be in a SCAT conference, and we're excited about it. And that conference is buildings: McMurray State, Austin College, Lyon College, and so we're building teams, Centenary's in there, and so I think that the future is bright for the SCAC, and I think that each week we'll get to learn the mood, and you'll create chemistry with those teams. So I think it's going to be fun.
Yeah, like I said, I cannot wait to get out to a game. I'm already thinking about what I've got on my plans for Saturday to come out and check it out. So yeah, this is awesome stuff.
Yes.
Well, we usually wrap these things up. Usually, as Jeff's here watching the clock, and I don't even know, but I think we're probably coming up on time.
Yeah, we're coming up on time. I was letting it go for a minute.
But I definitely want you guys to tell us your last thoughts, your last words, what you want the community to know about the message you're bringing, and how, again, people can get in touch with you guys and make sure we come out to the team, make sure we come out to the games. Yeah.
Well, Centenary's always long been known as the best kept secret in the South. At least that's what we say around campus when it comes. But, we don't want to be a secret. And the things we're doing are to be long-standing and impactful.
I like it.
And, as Coach Dawson mentioned earlier, it takes a village, but it doesn't take a village just to raise a kid. It could take a village to raise a college or a business. But we also want to be part of that relationship dynamic with the community. So if we can help someone help their business or help, their community, again, rising tide lifts all ships, and we want to be part of the solution.
Very good.
Yeah,
Coach?
I think for me, Centenary is Louisiana's first college. We started this education thing here in this state. And so to be a part of that, it's a time-tested and proven product. And so I think that it's good ground, good soil over there, rich traditions. So just get to know us, research it, look it up, learn about Centenary College, and just support it, because we love this city, we love this area, we love the people. And I think as we grow, everyone grows, and we want to put a product out there on the field that everyone in this area can be proud of. I also want to mention my amazing wife, Tanisha Dawson. I got to give her a shout out.
There you go.
Because she's always been my backbone over the years, and she does an amazing job. My daughter Leah is a cheerleader there at Centenary.
Oh yeah.
So this is a family place, and so I'm so excited about the family, the community that Centenary has, and just the great support from our leadership on that campus.
Well, I tell you, I am so glad that Jeff could not be here today. It's so great to catch up with you guys, catch up with you, Paul. I could stretch this episode for another hour or so, but we have run out of time. Paul, you had any last thing to add before we wrap it up?
Well, Alex, when you worked for me a few years ago, we had games. We always have been very motivated by sports and competition, and we actually had the Reeser Group games.
Yep.
And out of our 38 stores, Alex made it to the top 5 in his store. They came to our office, and it was a great competition. We'll go into it, but it was a lot about learning and positions.
Right.
And darn if they didn't win the whole thing. So Alex is used to being a champion as well. So this is fun. Getting back to sit with you, man. Good stuff.
Well, I'm an old hockey player, so you throw the skates on there. As a Carhart, people loved it. And I appreciated everything you guys did for us. I always look back at those times fondly, and it's similar to stuff you guys talk about, in business and sports, building that resume, getting that experience and learning. It's just so crucial. And Guys, this was a ton of fun.
Excited about the organization, excited about Centenary. Can't wait to come out and check out a game.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you.
Thank y'all for coming out.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no
Absolutely.
problem.
Thank you guys this Saturday. The gents will be at Evangel, and you can catch us on the Good to Know Shreveport Bossier podcast anywhere you listen to podcasts.